have discussed yesterday. We have discussed about list and keys. Why we need a list and keys means so to update the every element you need a key. So that's why along with the list we need to pass the keys. So that is we got to know. Then forms and control forms. Okay, what is a form and control form? So we will understand the first logic here. So everybody we have a forms. The forms how it looks, this is the username and this is the password and here you have a one button. So this is normal form you might see in the any application. Okay, for this information, I need to maintain the data. So this is the username and this is the password. Okay, so how I am maintaining? I am maintaining with the use state, username, set username, password, set password. So what is the form here? I have taken one form and a label, username, input type is text. So as it is, this is the text. I will just add a mini voice. Okay, let's say this is the I will take it here. So here what happens? I will just take here this one. Okay. So first, what is my form? So form is something like that. Okay. So this is a one text box, and here it is a button is there. So for that input type equal to text. Then here it is taking a text and value equals to. So value we will store here. What is the value? The username is value. So this username where we have defined. So here we have defined the username, set username, use state equals to empty. So that is why the empty state here it is there. The next is what? The password. So input type equals to password. So here it is taking the input type of password, that is a star, that is a star like this, because we have used the input type password. Then what is the value? So value is here we have taken the password, set password, use state, empty string. So this is the value. Here it is there and a button. So here it is a the submit button is there. So once I click here submit button, okay, so it will go for the it will submit the on submit event, then it is going for the handle submit method and console.log. So username is, so whatever the value I have typed here, then it is calling on change method. So let's say I will type a v. So once I type a v, so this is the on change event is called and it is passing an event and set username. Where I have defined set username? Here in the username field. Set username, it is going to be set the username to the this variable we can say. So set username, what it is doing, it is setting the e dot target dot value. What is that one? V. So that V is set to the username. Then next I will type a I. So then again on change event will be called set username e dot target dot value. So here what happens? I. So now username containing a UI. So then again I have typed a R. So again on change event is called set username is called e dot target at value. So R is there, so that is R is showing to here. So like that it is going to be set. Same password, also same thing. So password also to the when I click on submit button and it is calling the on submit event and handle submit form. So console.log means I am consoling here. The username is containing a Virat, so that is stored here, and password is printing this one password. So this is called a uncontrolled component. It means separately I am maintaining a username on use state and password is once you use state separate. So if I want to use a one more field, so I what I will do constant email comma set email use state equals to empty. So here what I will do after password I will take a Control C, Control V. So input type is here it is a the email and input type is a email and value also email. How? Because I am passing the email here. So value also email and on change set password instead of set password I have to use a set email. Okay, so it will create a one more what we can say there's a one more text box. So whenever you click a V, so then again it will call the on change event. It is going to be set email method and it is going to be set the value here. So that's the V stored here. So like that it is going to be run. So if you just go to the browser here, see here username, password, email is there. So this is how to maintain the state. So this is with a uncontrolled component or a normal. So here in the control component, everything we are doing the same, but instead of taking a three use state or a two use state, I used only one use state. So that is the username and password I have entered in the use state hook parameters. So username, password. Here I will take a forum data as an object. Forum data, if you want to fetch means forum data dot username means it is giving a value. Forum date password means it is giving a value. Then we will understand. So input, let's say this is a in the form control what happens? Again, this is a input is a this is the text box and this is a password text box and here it is a one button. So here what happens? We'll go for the username. So here it is the username and the input type is text. So here it is going to take a text. So then value equal to forum data. What is a forum data? Forum data is an object. Okay. Dot username is so it is going to be pass the username. Initially empty is there. Whenever I type it means so it is going to be set the value. Forum data username. On change means change. On change means it is calling a change handler. In the change handler, constant name value. So when we click on this one, if you click anything anywhere here, so the event will be called. So that is called a E. So that event contains so many attributes. From there, E dot target dot name is dumped to here and E dot target dot value is dumped here. How I am getting? So I am mentioning here. Name is here, value is e dot target dot name is a username, so that is dumped to the name, and e dot target dot value is a forum data dot username. So whatever I type here, so that is coming here value. Then set forum data. The forum data what it is doing? It is storing the value. So initially username the value will be v. Again I will click again handle change will come I R A and T will come. This all data is set to the form data. If I not used this spread operator, it will not store all the value. First it will store a V, then when will I come, so it will vanishes, the I will be replaced. If you not use the form three dot is called a spread operator. So it will add a V and next on top of I R A T. So when you use the spread operator, if you not used then it will not what you can say, it will not store the all the values. So this forum data only we are going to be sent to the database or a backend. Okay, so this is called a controlled and uncontrolled component. Okay, the next what we have discussed, conditional list and keys, controlled and uncontrolled component, and a listing of the component. What is a listing in the sense? Simple. I will conceptual idea. I have this component. Okay, this is the one component. I have a one more, two or some more component. Let's assume. So this is a what a parent component. Okay, this parent component, there are two things are there. One is a state, one is a method. Okay, what is the state? The information. It might be an object, it might be in a value. What is a function or event? So it is a something called a method. So these state or information we need to pass to the component as a props. So we can pass anywhere. Either we can pass the state or we can pass the method. So that is we are going to be discussing. Lifting the state up in the React Native involves a move the state and component. What is that one? The state and a component. State of the component to the higher level parent component, allowing a multiple child component to share and update the state. Okay, so here is an example of a lifting the component. First, what I will do, I will take a one component. Okay, so this is a parent component. So I will show the what is this one. I need to create a one parent component and increment a count. So I need to show this one. So after that, what I will do, I will create a one more child component. For that child component, I am passing a count value and a sorry state value and a method. So whenever I will click here, so it is calling a to the parent component. Sorry. Okay. First we'll understand how it will works. First, what I will do, I will just take a one component called a parent.jsx React functional component export. So I will take a one state variable constant bracket. So count set count equals to use state. I would so count 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 and set count method. So if you want to display the count, so here I can use a h2. The count value is equals to bracket count. Okay. So uh, Rakesh, so can you tell me the what is the state here? Yeah. Can you tell me the what is the state here? State variable name. Okay, what it contains? Initial value. Okay, good. So I want to increment a count. What I have to do, or which method I need to use? Yeah, that is a expression you told. What method I need to use? Uh, yes, exactly. Okay, so here what happens? Super. So here I will take a one button here. So the increment. Okay, so here what I will do, I will click on click. So I will call one method increment. For this increment, see always method should be camel case. First will be increment count means C is a caps increment count. So this is how we have to do. So increment count constant control V. equals to open close brace. Now what I will do, set count. I want to increment, right? So that is why count plus 1. Okay. So I will just, if I run means it will not show the output. Why? Because I have not imported in the app.js. So parent component I have defined, but my component is running in the browser. So this is the component. So I will just comment this one. Control, select all, select the component you want to comment it, select control forward slash. So if you control S, if you go to the browser, it will not print because we are not rendering any component here. So less than parent. See here it is telling that parent in the component folder. If I just click means automatically it is imported. Then I will self close this component. Control S. If I just go to the browser, see the count value is 0. If I click means it is going to be incremented like this. So what is the logic? So logic is simple. So I have taken a one count variable and initialize a 0. So that is why count value is 0. Okay. The next is what? When I click on this button and increment, it is calling a increment count method. Set count is the method. Count is the initial value is what? 0. So 0 plus 1. So 1. So here it is a initial value is what? The count value is 0 is there. So that 0 is 0 plus 1 is 1. The 1 is set to the count. Now count value is become a 1. Again I will click this button and on click event is happened. Increment count is called. Set count method is there. What is the count value? 1. 1 plus 1, 2. So 2 value is set to the count. The count value is 2. So like that it is keep on doing. So if you want to decrement, so again you can take a button, decrement, then on click, decrement count, control S. So here constant, control V, set count, same method I will use, but count minus 1. Why? Because I am decrementing it. Control S. If I just go to the browser, so decrement count, I have not say decrement count. Okay, control S. We'll close this one. See, increment means what? It is going to be increment like this. Decrement by is decrement by 1. It will happen like this. So this is, we know this one, handling the state. But I don't want to do here. So this one I will cut it. Okay. I will take a one more component called a child. See, always component name should be in the caps. First letter should be caps. See here. Everywhere see hello world everything. Then React functional component. So what we are doing, just lifting up the component in the sense, here what we are going to do, lifting the lifting a state up in the React it involves moving a state of a component to the higher level parent component, allowing a multiple child component to share and update the state. So I am taking this state and sending to the child component. So how to do this one? Yes, I will just comment it, okay, for a while, or else I will just control J. Okay, anyhow, I will comment for a while. I am taking the child component here, so I am importing import child from child. So I have imported a child component. For this child component, I am passing a state and methods. Okay, so what is the state I am passing here? Child component count and increment count. Okay, so here what I will do, what is the count value? The count value is a uh, this is the count, the state variable, and a increment count is the increment count. So I will just use the count equals to count as a props, and increment count equals to increment count. See, I am passing a count and a count variable, increment method and increment, where I am taking as a props here. Count, comma, increment, or else increment count. Okay. So count and increment. What is the count? The count is a state variable, and the increment count is what? Method. So state variable and method I am sending as an props to the child. So here I am calling this button. So what is that one? This is the button. Okay. So I think so. This is a child component. Okay. So if you want to see the, okay, I will remove the count value is inside a parent component, and same thing I will use a child component. If I just go to the browser, see the count value is inside a parent component is 6, the count value is inside a child component. Okay, what we are doing, so we have a parent component here, we have a what is called the parent component here. For the parent component, we are sending to the child what we are sending. So the state and the methods we are sending as an props to the child, but action button we are keeping here. If I click means, so it will call these functions and state values. So that is we are going to stay here. So if I just go to the browser, see here, it is changing in the, if I reload, it will be 0. It is, if I increment, it is going to be increment. So here what happens, from the parent component, okay, we are sending a state value. So this here the count initially 0 and increment count. So this is the increment count method. So I need to pass this decrement count method also. We'll try this one. Control V, bracket, decrement count. So we'll use a decrement count and controls. Okay, here we have a decrement count method. I will just cut it and we'll add into here. We'll go to here. This is the increment, this is the decrement. So where is the button? The button is inside a child component, but where is the functions? So function is in parent component. Got it? So here the function is here, increment and decrement function is here, and increment and decrement button is here in the child button. So when I click here, it is going for the increment functionality. When I click here, it is going for the decrement functionality. Okay, so this is called uh, sending the methods or a props to the function, or just lifting up to the a state. See, the React involves moving the state of the component to the higher level parent component, allowing a multiple child component to share and update that state. So here, increment count and the state count value we are sending as a children component as a props here. See, this is the props. Okay, though now I am taking a in the child component as a count and increment. So here button, when I click on this on click button, it is calling here. I will just elaborate a little bit more. See here, I will just fragmentist format document, and this is also format document. Okay, so here I have defined a parent component. It is the state value is 0, and I have two methods, increment count and decrement count. So, but I don't want to call a button here, so I am just passing this um, a state value and a increment decrement method as a props. So here child component, the count I have passed as a count values props. Increment method, here I have defined all the increment method is sent there, and decrement count is a method it is I have sent here. So this is then the count value is 0, so that is why it is showing a 0 here. When I click on this increment button, so it is calling on click event and it is calling a increment count. So this increment count functional implementation is happened here. So it will go here increment. So set count, count plus 1 means it is going to be set the count value 1. So again this count value is a 1, so that is it is displaying here. So like that, if you want to decrement here, it will go here on click event and it is calling a decrement count. So this decrement count is coming from the parent. Here it is there. So what is my count value? So that is a just incremented by 1. So that is a 1 minus 1 0. So the count value will become 0. I will just go here. If I increment count means, so it is going to be increment. Decrement means set count plus 1 for, see, what is the increment? On click, the event object is called, on click event is called, and set count method, increment count is method is called. Inside that set count plus 1. Okay, so this is how it will happens. So okay, so this is how you are going to increment or a decrement count. So there is a one more method we can do instead of this one, arrow function, set count, count plus 1, control S, reload. See, I don't want to pass here. I will just comment it, and here also what I will do, I will just copy, control V, set count minus 1. So increment, decrement, control S. If I just go here, reload it, increment count, decrement count. So how it is happening here? So this is the shorthand property. If you remove also, I will just comment it. So I am just calling the increment count is a one method, or increment is a parameter. Increment here what happens when I call this one and or increment, it is going here increment count and set count Directly I will not call one more function. Here only I will call a arrow function set count count plus 1. Again if I call a decrement and it is going for the decrement count here and a set count count minus 1. Okay, so this is how it will work. So what I am doing here, I am maintaining the state and functionality here, and that is the functionality defined here, and we are just calling the functions here. Okay, so this is called a increment and decrement of the functionality. Okay, so now the next we are going with the composite and inheritance. Okay, so this is a that just theoretical part. I will explain here. Simple. So composite is in this functional component. Inheritance is called a class component. In React, composition and inheritance are the two ways of creating a component. What is a component? Again, it's like a one piece of a code or a function. So hierarchies and sharing the functionality between the component. So composition involves a building the components by assembling the smaller and reusable components. Means composition involves a building the components by assembling the smaller and reusable components. So then in React, inheritance is not typically used for component composition due to the functional nature of the React components. Okay, simple. You just understand. So in the composition, we are going to be create a header on component, footer on component. So that component we are just adding here header, main, and everything. In the inheritance, we are going to be defined a class component, my component, extended component, component did mount. So this is called a class component. So inheritance is achieved in the class component. So we are not using the class component as of now. So because of functional component and use state hooks. Okay, just I am going to share this one. Uh, just you understand what is the composition and inheritance. That's it. And React.js routing. So this is very very important. What is the routing? You have a website. You are going to be design one website. So this is the website. This website is having a multiple home, about us, gallery, career, contact. So this is the home, and this is the gallery, and this is the contact us, and this is called a testimonial, and this is called a something map. So when you click this one home, so the home page will be appears. When you click here gallery, so gallery page will be appear, and this home page will be disappear. So this is called a routing. If I go for the home, so here the home page will be open. If I go for the gallery, gallery page will be open. If you go for the contact, so contact page will be open. If you click on a testimonial, it is opening. So like that. So every website will be like this. If you just go for the mysterymayo.com, our website. So if you take any website, Flipkart or something, if I click here, click means it is going for this Java full stack.html. Okay, so this is called a routing. If I click for the Angular, it is going for the Angular page. Okay, and if I go for the something called DevOps in Azure, it is going for the this DevOps.html. So this is called a routing. Okay, then how to achieve in the routing in the React.js? So there is a called a React router is a popular library for building a routing in the React application. It allows you to define the different routes and their corresponding components, enabling a navigation and rendering a different views based on the URL. Here is an overview of a React.js. Install the React Router Doc 6. So if you want to do routing, you have to install this package. Control C. I will go here. I will take a one more tab. See, you have to make sure you are whenever you are going to be install the package, you have to be exact path folder in the React sample project. I will just right click. So npm install React router dom6. Enter. So it will install the packages. So I will just close this one. I will create a one more fold component. I will take a component called a website dot JSX and React functional component export. So this is how we have created a one function component. Okay, my website is having a something called a home, about us, and a not found. Let's say I have a two pages. So for that, I need to import this one. Once you install a React router DOM, so we need to add this one, browser router, router, roots, and everything. I will just copy this one. I will just add before here. Okay. So next what I have to do? I have to define the router, roots, and root. The first will be router, roots, root. So we need to pass the path. Path equals to forward slash element equals to home. So we need to import the home component from the home. So for that, I have to create a two more component called the home. So React functional component export home component. Okay, so just I want to import home from bracket dot forward slash. See here you will get a home component. So this home component we are going to use. So like that, so home we have imported. I will create a one more component. So that is called a React functional component export. This is a about page. Control S will close here. I will just go here to root path equals to forward slash about us. When they click this one and load a element, what is the element? About us. Okay, so this component we need to bring from here. Import what is that? About us, right? So we have imported. Then one more route we are going to be, okay, first we'll understand this one. Control S is there. Then uh, so here what happens? So this is the app.js is there, and here we have a this component. So I will just use this one. Okay, first we'll run this one. Okay, so website.html is there. So this website is having a two component. That is the home. So this home containing a this is the home component, and this is the about us. So this is the about us component is okay, and we'll okay. So now what I will do, I will just go to the close this one. Yeah, which path? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I will tell that one. Okay, first I will explain this example, then what is the path and everything I will tell. Okay, yeah. So first what I will do, I will just import a website component inside my app.js component. So it is telling that it is inside a component website folder. If I click this, automatically imported. Then I will self close this controller. So this is we have stored here. Reload it. See, this is the home component is there. I will just use a forward slash about us. See, this is the about page. If I just go for the home or sorry, just forward slash the home component. Okay, what is happening here? As you asked, so I have a how the website will be there. Your website will be something as I told. So so this is a something called one website. So that website is having a number of columns. So this is the normal website it is there. So there you have a sections home, about us, contact us. So here it is a the home component, and this is the about component. This is the contact us, and something call us. So when we click on this one home button, or by default, so home component will be open. So when I click on this about us, so it has to be open the about us component. So that is what we are going to be home AB about us. Okay, so here what happens? As you asked, router is a main wrapper for the routing. This is the routes. So route individual path. Whenever we added a localhost after the localhost 3000, if you added a forward slash, it is going to be load the home component. What home component contains? It contains the home component. One header is there. So same thing. This path means after the local host 30. See, after localhost 30, whatever the path name is you mentioned, so that component should be loaded. So I will just use the, if I use the only localhost forward slash, load the component. What I will do, I will just I need a home root name. If I just show here, it will not print anything here. I will just remove this one. Okay, this is how it will be there. If I want to go for the home component, so just go for the type home, so it will take to the home component. If I just go for the uh, about us component, and it is going for the about us component. Okay, so this is the path. So whatever the path you will give, so it will give. So I will not give the home here. I will just give wherever the after forward slash after the localhost 3000, then directly load this component. Okay, then I want to add one more component. If he mentioned something like that, instead of this one, he will mention something about us, something like that. So what it has to be do? So in that case, I will use a one more called a root forward slash. I will complete the component first, and a path, and a star. Star means if you type anything, then load a one more component. So that is component called a. I will take a one more component, not found.jsx, and React functional component export. So I will take a h2. There is a no page to load here. Sorry. Okay, so this is a control S. So whenever it will type anything, star, or star means it might be a number, or it might be star means if you type anything in the path, it has to be load the what is called a not found method. Sorry, not found component. See here it is a not found component is there. I will just go here less than forward slash, save it. See here, there is a no page to load because so there is a no path is here. If I just remove it, it will load the by default about us, sorry, home. And if I mention any wrong URL, it is going for the not found component. There is a no page to load here. Sorry. Or else if you go for the about us, it will go for the about companies. Okay, so got it. Rakesh, you got it? Why I mentioned? Yeah. Okay. I will just, yes, okay. Okay. This where line, which line number tell me 11 now? Ah, ah, okay. Ah, that is in a HTML, but this is the in the React. Okay, so that is a very basic thing. So here we can pass the value, you can pass the tokens, and so many things we are doing with the router. So that is we will discuss. But by using the anchor tag, so that is also we can do. So that is in the what you can say HTML CSS we are doing. Okay, so in the React you have to go through this one only. Okay, so now what I will do, I will do one more functionality. I am explicitly typing here about us and everything. I want to mention the links here. So how to do? I will just go here. I will take a one navigation Control C, and we'll go here, and I will just take a, I will just add here, Control S. See here, home about us, home component about us. So like that, we are just clicking means it is going to. Again, I am doing explicitly something called about us. So if you don't want to do means if you just click here, it is going to. So if, yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, what is the mistake I have copied here? What is the root name? The root name should be, see, about us is my root name, but I am passing a about. That is why the mistake. I will just add about us, Control S. If I just go to the browser, home, about us. Got it. The mistake I have done is the whatever the root name is given to here, I had need to call the link. You told right, anchor tag we are using. So instead of that with anchor tag, this is called a link. Once I click on this home button, it is going for the home component. Once I click for the about us, it is going for this one, like a about us component. So if you want to take a one more component, so I will define first one component. That component is uh, yeah, display mind data dot jsx, react functional component. See, so what I will do, I will take a one array here, the constant bracket data set data equals to use state bracket, then I will pass the name Virat, Rohit, Sevak, Sachin. So I want to loop through it. So how to do? UL bracket data dot map bracket data is, I will take a one dt variable name and comma index, then I will take a li bracket dt. Okay, so this component I need to load in my website. For that I will take a one more router. So that is a displayed data is my, this is the root name. I will go here, I will add a root and a forward slash. I will complete this one. Then path. What is the path? So display data is my path. And what is the element to load? Equals to bracket. So here it is a display my data. So I will less than. See here it will tell. So it is inside a just I will click means it is coming here. Display data. I will add here. Control S. If I just go to the browser, Is it running or error? Yeah, I will change here also the name. Display my data. Control S. If I just go to the browser, home component, about us, display data. See here. We'll go here, about us. Display data means what it is going here. It will go to the, when I click on this display data here, and it is going to the link to the here path, and it will go for a load this display element, and it is going for the data.dt. So it is print like this. So I want to write a style here. Style, or else how to write. So I will just take a class name. So in the CSS, what we are taking? We are taking a class, but here we are taking a class name. So what is the class name? What we can say? CSS class. So I will take a one style here, style dot CSS. So okay, I think no need. I will do in the later session how to write a different types of CSS in the React. Okay, so that is I will explain. Okay, so this is a how to display the component from the one component to the another component. So we have seen. So this is how we are using the React.js routing. Yeah, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, yeah. Just we need to. Yeah, yeah. So this is what we are doing after 3000 localhost 3000 forward slash I am adding. Okay, so that is the standard. So you can pass like that, another something like that it will take. So you need to pass here also same thing like this. So whatever the path you have mentioned, you have to correct this one. So here you can pass with the forward slash only. By default it is taking the sometime, if you not mentioned already, it is going to be take as a what you can say, forward slash. See here, if I not mention our forward slash, by default it is taking. For the home we are not seeing any forward slash. So same thing, if you not mention means, so by default the string is there, it is taking as a forward slash. Got it, or any confusions? Okay, so this is a simple. In the HTML we are writing, right? Same thing we are writing, but we are writing a different component and we are importing here. So this is how we have to write it. Okay, fine. So any doubt?